Sushi Class, FSCJ.
What about the salt? Quarter cup. Alright. Makes it taste just right. You gotta have the sweet and savory. You know, most places buy their stuff pre-made. So you can go to the grocery store and buy it pre-made. No. These gloves are really loose. They're called what? Lunch lady gloves, whatever they call them. But these are the best for using with sushi. The reason we're using these instead of my sushi gloves is because you guys can get access to these. I didn't want to bring something that you didn't have access to, so I want to make it simple. Lunch lady gloves. Okay. So let's go ahead and let that steam for a second. I'm going to measure. So it's 1 cup of vinegar to every quart. So we need 1 quart of vinegar because we have 4 quarts of rice. All right, so when you're picking up the net, if you're lucky enough to have one of these, you just kind of like grab 4 corners and you're gonna kind of loosen it like that. Look how easy this is. Yeah, it's a miracle. So you just kind of shake it a little bit like this. Now, if you don't have one of these, you're gonna have to take the pot and smack it into the bottom to get it loose. And then you're gonna have to take off this, what I call a husk. So you can see here, that's the husk. It's very important that you remove that part. Because this is the part that's gonna be mushy. This is the part that's gonna taste bad. It's gonna keep from making good rice or good sushi. Most people don't know this. So next thing you do, you stick it in water, let it soak. Probably soak for 20 minutes, and we'll clean that later. Now, while the rice is still piping hot and steaming, you want to slowly and evenly spread the vinegar. A little above on it. I do it by eyeball. So next step is you're going to just move the rice around, kind of flip it around. Now, what I call a rice knot, that's a rice knot. So you just kind of want to make sure those things are not in there. So after mixing the rice, make sure there's no vinegar at the bottom of whatever you're mixing. Move it all to one side. After moving it to one side, this is the tricky part. So you're going to slowly chop the rice. And what I'm doing is I'm spreading it out and finding any knots that are in the rice. And you're not like mushing it. I'm literally passing through the rice. I'm not mushing it at all. People like smash it or whatever, that's not good. You want to kind of mush it. Or not mush it, I mean chop through it. So you want an even like layer of rice. And you just keep breaking it up. It takes a lot of practice to get good at this. I've been doing it for many years. See, I'm just breaking it all. And then I just kind of, to get it like nice and even, to me is important. So it cools evenly. And I just kind of clean off the side so it's not a big mess. And this is why you soak this, the oki, so that it doesn't stick all over the place. All right, we're gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes. Anybody have any questions?
What's your background?
My background?
Yeah, like when did you start?
I started making sushi in a Japanese steakhouse when I was 14 years old.
Here?
In Amelia Island.
Okay.
Kabuki, have you ever heard of the place?
Oh yeah.
I did that I was there from 2002 until the beginning of, no, I guess it was the beginning of 2013. Then I opened a restaurant with partners. Didn't work out because they were like super rude to my clients. They only wanted like really rich clients. They didn't want people with like families and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I'm out of here. Walked away from a partnership. Moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and worked in one of the most amazing restaurants I've ever been to. It's called Baku, B-A-K-U. It's in South Park, really great restaurant. And then I came back and worked with the Jaguars for 6 years under a guy named Sean Kinoshita. Sean Kinoshita is the executive chef of the Las Vegas Raiders. And that's one of my mentors. I mentored under him for like 6 years, traveled all over the country, made sushi like for the most famous people you can imagine. It was really crazy. And then after COVID, I decided I was going to open my own business and do catering because they wanted to. I was actually working in Atlanta when this happened for the Braves. I was doing sushi for all the entire stadium, the Braves and the Jaguar Stadium at the same time. Working like 100 hours a week, and then they cut the program, the sushi program. So I opened my own business, started doing sushi for like the PGA. I still do sushi with the Jags. Then Japan happened, so it's kind of a short basis of it.
So you worked in Japan before?
I was there for 28 days.
Okay.
I worked in Tokyo for the Olympics.
Okay.
That's pretty impressive.
So you're really into sports?
I just happen to fall into it. Not really. No. I never watch sports, to be honest. I'm always the one making a little food for everybody who is into sports.
Okay.
It's not like I actually watch them. I do like the Jaguars. That's something I will watch. They're awesome, so can't say no to watching that. But the Olympics, I did watch a couple of the games. There wasn't a lot of people that got to watch these games because of the COVID restrictions. But I got to watch bouldering. What else did I watch? I guess I watched like the women's Olympic, like what do you call it? Acrobats or whatever they did. There was some interesting stuff, some racing. Gymnastics, that's what it was. It was crazy. It was fun. All right, so the rice, I'd say is about ready to flip or flipping it. You just want to kind of flip it as it is. So a piece at a time. And the flipping part is so it can cool evenly. And we're going to try to keep it as hot as possible. It's so much easier to roll sushi when the rice is warm or hot. It's so much easier. A lot of places, like if you cool the rice to like room temperature or even colder, forget about it. You're gonna rip the seaweed to pieces, unless you're really good. And there's some people that are just natural at it. I hired this girl, literally, her parents hired me to do sushi all the time, and he's like, "Oh, my daughter's so amazing at rolling sushi." I'm like, whatever, So he wanted me to teach her how to make sushi when I came over and did an event for them at their event. And I was like, started teaching her, and she was like immediately amazing at it. I was like, whoa. So she was actually good at it. And so she works for me part-time now, believe it or not. So we hire a lot of people because our business is so like, wherever we're gonna go. What if I'm gonna go to Atlanta for a week, or I'm gonna go to Houston, or, you can't expect one person to always go to all these events. So I hire multiple people under, 299 contract typically. So just saying, I'm always looking for new people. Don't want to learn. So after flipping the rice, we let it sit for another 5 minutes or so. And at this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break it up a little bit. After breaking it up, I'm gonna give you each a little bit of rice to take with you to use. I see some of you use the empty plastic container in front of you as a trash bin, which is okay, but we need a few more of those to put rice in. So Jude, if we can grab a few of those, or somebody can grab a few, you can stick it to your hands a little bit. If you start to have problems, like hold out some oil, you'll put like a drop of oil and rub it in your hands. I'm gonna show you guys really quick, just because I want you to know. You don't want a whole lot of oil, but literally just like a drop on one finger, and then just kind of like rub it in your gloves. It'll keep your rice from sticking really bad. So the next step, I do this with my fingers because if I were to show you like a sushi robot, they're like rakes. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start mixing all the rice together a little at a time. Once again, I'm making sure there's no rice knots. And you're also mixing it to where it's, even. But look, see the rice is not sticking to my fingers. And when it's hot like this is when it's going to stick the most. Alright, so everybody who has a nice clean container for me to put rice in, bring it over here and put some rice in. I get that joke. Not a lot of people do. You have one meat underneath. All right, before we can have fun, we have to do the hard stuff like keeping things clean as you go. If you don't clean your tools with sushi, the rice will stick, it will harden, and it'll be a pain in the ass later. So always make sure you clean up the stuff that you're using for rice. It's one of those things. If you don't do it, your life is going to be harder later. So in the next few minutes, obviously, we're doing sushi, but I first have to clean up our mess. Alright, listen up. Get your gloves. Make sure we have enough gloves first before we get going. I'm going to start walking around and get your gloves. I know there's not a lot of cutting board space, so we all got to share. I think I have another extra, yeah. And there should be extra seaweed as well. Some of these gloves might not fit you very well. You got little hands. So, I'll bring some extra crab juice. You want to get some crab? So there's two sides of the nori. One side's shiny, one side's rough. Take a look at it. Find the rough side. Make sure it's pointed up towards you. Lay it on the cutting board. Make sure your cutting board is dry. If it is not dry, the seaweed will shrivel up and fall apart. Alright? You're going to grab about 3 to 4 ounces of rice. If it starts to stick to your gloves at all, just let me know. We'll bring some oil and you put it on your gloves. Okay. You want to bring some? Oh, here. I'll bring it to you. 3 to 4 ounces of rice. You're going to hold it. Don't put it on the seaweed. Pass it around. It's on this table. We're running grab.
Just make sure it gets there.
Yeah, Jude will run that for you. So 3 to 4 ounces of rice.
Like that?
Yes. So almost like a baseball size, a little bit smaller. Make sure it's not sticking in your hand. Now, first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your very far left. You're going to set it right on the very end. And you're going to slowly push the rice down the center only. Keep it in like a mountainish style, like how I have it here. If you look in front. It's literally between like the middle lines. If it falls over, it's okay. Now, this is something we have to do quickly, so I'm going to show you as quickly and as fast and efficiently as possible. You're going to push the rice forward about half of it, and you're going to slowly move the rice. See how I've got my fingers under? I'm just kind of like folding the rice on top of the seaweed. You're slowly, softly moving the rice, covering all holes. You want to cover all the seaweed holes. Completely cover this seaweed paper with rice. And this is the California roll. Yes.
Oh, which way are you holding the seaweed? Oh, my bad.
Seaweed, rough side up.
Okay, but which way is it this way?
Oh, you can, I'm going like long ways.
Okay, thank you.
All right? So if you need to look at, I'm going to come start looking around what everybody has. See if anybody needs any help. Try to evenly spread it. Kind of like slowly moving it. Right, this I'm probably not right. You're good.
You're fine. Huh? You're fine.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing.
So you kind of want to like roll it almost. You don't want to squish it. You don't want to smush it. You kind of roll it until you can get it that. I mean, you got to have a little squish, but you just don't want to over squish it. So he kind of picks it and twists it almost, rolls it, kind of calls it rolling, like rolling it out. I'm a football coach and a high school teacher. I don't know either. I'm just telling you what I hear him say.
This is what you hand wash.
I'm a manager of the shrimp sauce.
Hey, your man's
That looks very good.
Hey, I'm taking this bottle.
We brought you one.
Oh, okay.
If I like it, I'm gonna want it.
He hasn't tried it.
I want to
The only
try
thing I
it.
don't know though is if you open it and try it here, somebody might have another one to take so open it home with them.
Nah,
Yours is like fluffy enough. It's
it's a health issue.
3 cases.
but it's a little extra. So
You got 36 bottles.
yours is
You gotta open it.
less rice. Kind of fill in the little holes. The reason we do that is because the less space you have in the
I'm known to stick stuff. I'm known to stick stuff in my butt.
fluffy enough, a little bit too much rice.
I'm gonna take it. Okay, I'm gonna
So
take it
good.
out.
Very fluffy. Very fluffy, very good. Kind of fill in those little holes that are here in the top. And you can press a little bit, just don't mush. Very mushed.
Yeah, I must.
Let's try again.
But I never tried it again.
Here, I'm gonna do like a little corner just so you have a
It was kind of hard to see.
Yeah, you're way here in the back. I understand. Sesame seeds over the top. You don't want too many. So, once you're done spreading your sesame seeds, we're going to show you guys with the maki soup. There's 2 different ways to roll. There's flat hand and then there's with the maki soup. So you're going to flip your seaweed onto the maki soup.
Guys, you gonna miss
Everybody
out?
has to share. So everybody has to share. You flip your rice after putting the sesame seeds onto the maki soup. We have 2 extras with the wrap. So, well, like I said, you all have to share. First things first. I guess I don't have. Yes. You want the rice down on the maki soup. Yes. Flat side down. Yes. Everybody should have their avocados cut, except for me, I guess. All right. So you're gonna put your avocados inside of the roll first. You're gonna take the 2 larger size pieces, put them on the outside, and the small piece in the middle. So you want 3 pieces in total. For cucumbers, depending on how big you cut them, you're gonna need just a few pieces, like 2 pieces per side, and then 1 down the center.
No, you're right.
Any crab. The crab stick, you're gonna break it up just a little bit. See how I broke it up? And then you're gonna lay it on top of your avocado. Lay it on top of the avocado. All right. From here, the next step, you're gonna lift. I'm gonna show you guys so you can see. See how I lifted it? So I'm lifting the roll, and I'm holding the ingredients in with my finger. I'm using the crab to keep the avocado from dirtying up my fingers. So you're gonna lift and roll back the maki soup. Okay, I've rolled it back here. And then you're gonna slowly press that in. Like this, thumbs at the back and the front. And then you're gonna lift out the maki soup in the front. You're gonna do that twice. And then you square it off, and you have a California roll. Okay, so I'm gonna walk around and make sure everybody's got that. And make sure if anybody needs help, I'm here to help.
Waiting for this.
Grab this other maki soup. You can use this one. One of you guys. So we're gonna press the ingredients. You're a little far close to the maki soup. Let's just pull forward a little bit. There you go. That'll give you more room to press it. Try it again. Lift it up. Oh wait. Ooh, you got it. There you go. Now it's better. See how you have to add perfect. There you go. A little too much sesame seeds, but it's okay. A little too much.
Oh, I don't like sesame seeds.
The crab goes on top of the avocados. I would flip that around to where the cucumber's in the front though. So you don't make a big mess. And you can use both pieces of crab. Okay, we need to but see how I'm tucking it?
Yeah.
Making sure it's all tucked and see how it's closed off now? That's what you want. Then you roll it. There's rice on nori. It's not bad. Keep flipping one more time. I think you might be there. I'll show you by hand. So by hand you can understand it. So making sure you can do this with the micro suit too, but it's easier to show by hand. See,
Like a little extra
close.
tuck in.
Yeah, the little extra tuck, and then close.
It's a nice.
Now we got more seaweed, but that the rice is just right. See now, see how the seam is laid down? That's important too. Yours is right here on the edge, so yours is actually pretty good. She's natural at it. There you go. So it's laid down just like that. Now square it off. With the mic. No, it's square. Take your fingers and run it back and forth over the top. Now, just do it one more time on that part right there. Good stuff. Very nice. Very nice.
Good job.
Good.
I didn't do it.
She's part of the best.
She's a real girl. What's up?
Oh, that was perfect.
I was a great girl.
I think there's soy sauce up there.
Yeah, but she's perfect. Yeah.
You do one? Yeah. Plenty of time. Come back later. 6 or 8 o'clock.
An hour and a half.
How long is this program?
How long?
Is your program?
Is this a certificate? That's like what, a year and a half?
No cutting yet.
What the next?
When everybody's done, let me know, and if you need help, let me know. Okay, I'm putting it right here. So see how it kind of like close it off here? We want to try to do that with the mic. See? Like that. I guess you could compare it to rolling like something else, like cigarettes.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, like rolling cigarettes.